I am in discovery mode. I think that it's a healthy thing to question your own culture.
Le monde est beau, the world is beautiful. And I need to see people of the world.
When you are in Europe, everything seems like the same in some ways. And I thought that in Asia I will find something different in the way that the people live and the way that the people are.
I'm just really interested in seeing how other people live their life. Everyone is different but also the same in different ways, which it seems contradictory, but it's also very true. No matter where you go, people do the same things, they're just in different environments and they have different personality types.
I think there's like a new consciousness shift in humanity, and like the young generation, our generation is really picking on that. I think the concept of being in one place for like a long time and just doing the same thing over and over and again, you're not connected to this new conscious way of evolve the humankind.
We would normally get our feed about other people from the news, right? But it's when you meet people face to face and you talk to them, we'd have different idea.
I really want to find out what it is that travel is doing for people so much. What is it about going far away that convinces us that we are healed or given insight, and bring that message back, whatever that is, and use that as a foundation, a launching point for sort of the rest of my life. We are about an hour and a half away from hopping in an Uber and going to the airport and flying to Asia for at least 3.5 months.
My name is Andrew Malcolm. I'm a filmmaker living in Los Angeles, California. And in 2018, my partner Allison and I traveled for 5 months through Southeast Asia. For a while, I had felt like I was in a perpetual rut, and it became fixed in my mind that my solution was to travel for several months.
I have some feelings about where I'm going, but I'm not sure if any of them are right.
I told my family of our plans, and they weren't thrilled. What was wrong with a normal vacation? A week to get away and reset? Why did we need to go all the way to Asia, and why for so long? And in truth, I couldn't give them an answer. I discovered we weren't alone in our desire, though. My generation, the millennial generation, those people born between 1984 and 1999, travel more often, take longer trips, and spend more money on travel than any generation previous to ours. The data clearly showed that traveling was important to us for different reasons than just relaxation.
This is weird because I'm like trying to get something across that I don't have words for.
And so I decided that I would ask my peers to answer questions that I couldn't. Why were we so concerned with traveling to far-off destinations? And what did that say about us? And maybe, in the process, I would find some answers for myself. Over a period of 5 months, we interviewed over 150 millennials from over 40 countries in search of answers to these questions. Our journey would bring us farther away than we'd ever been, and bring us closer to each other than ever before.
I'm coming on a spontaneous holiday.
A spontaneous holiday?
Yeah, I booked it last week.
Just decided that it was time to up and go?
I need a break, I'm going.
Actually, I was our first big travel. We wanted to have really good discovering and something very different from our home.
For example, like if I stay in my country, it's like there is something different from my country. Maybe it's good thing or bad thing, but it's like we will find out something new.
Taking a closer look how's life in other places. I don't know, like getting sort of involved in different realities.
Different people.
Different tradition.
Different religion.
No megapolis, just relax, and enjoy sea, ocean, to catch a sunset, it's amazing. Just think about everything. When you are living in megapolis, like where it's a lot of traffic, a lot of buildings, everybody's like wanna go somewhere, work, study, everyone in a rush.
Maybe in your country you don't know a lot of people because they are in their little world.
Connecting with other people, I think, is one of the biggest parts with traveling. Just getting to know people from different countries with different opinions and a different mindset.
Immersing myself with different people that I would never usually meet back home and trying different foods. And today we ended up in an elephant sanctuary and we were looking after a little baby elephant, and we went to a monastery and we were talking to monks, and then we just ended up at a ladyboy show this evening. It's like you never know what's going to happen. It's so great in that sense.
I don't think I'm wasting my money having that long trip with a lot of cost, because I think I'm learning a lot of things, and that is most valuable than anything I can buy in a shop.
We're used to these clean streets and this type of civilization where we idealize it as the best, and then you come here and it's obvious that people don't have as much money as we do, but nonetheless they're as happy or even more happy than we are, and that to me is quite interesting to see.
It's the differences that really make you see how you live your life. And so when you're at home, you see how other people live in their lives, and it's very similar to how you live your life, so you don't notice it. But then if you go somewhere else, you notice the differences of the people, even though they act the same. And it's just the difference is what makes you notice it, and that's why you think it's amazing.
What's so important about living and doing these things right now?
We are young, we are learning a lot of things. You don't have so many things that make you attached to a place.
I don't have children, don't have a man. I'm free.
I'm in the part of my life that I have saved some money. I'm still single, I have no kids, so I think I'm getting older, so it was like now or never.
Let's say if I have kids right now, it will be really hard to travel with them. So I need to go really far now because I have all the energy, I have a job, I can do it. And then who knows if I wait until I'm, I don't know, 40, if I will be able to.
Most of the couple previous generations, the idea is you travel when you retire, right?
Exactly.
You work and then you travel when you retire after you've saved money.
Or like when you start up, like you get married and all of that, then you travel with your kids. But maybe this will never happen.
Time is going by no matter what we do about it. I have a young body now. I'm strong enough to walk around in this jungle now. So why wait?
Why is it important for you to get out of Malaysia?
Because when I'm in Malaysia, I always in working area.
Why not just be at home in the States? The States is a big place. Why are you across the Pacific?
It seems like you do the same thing every weekend, maybe in their different places like LA or San Diego. But for me, it's usually almost the same thing. Like you party, you go to a bar, you go to a club, you go somewhere like that. I wanted to do something like entirely different. So
we have to, comment on dit sortir? Stay? No.
Excite.
No, you have to exact routine, daily routine.
This kind of life, I think it's better than working in an office. I don't know, I spent 5 years in an office working. Every day is the same. I don't
It's
know.
like you're
It's like a robot, but I felt like a robot.
At home, it was just like I said, it was you get up, you go to work, you come home, you go to bed. It was just mundane and boring, and no wonder people get depressed, because if you think that's the rest of your life, then what have you got to live for?
Home is, everything is routine. Everything is very boring. I wake up, I work like 12 hours because I work in hospital. Then I come back, eat, sleep, like I hate this routine.
So when I was working back home, I had a nice 9-to-5 job and I knew where to go every day, I knew where to come back to. And if something went wrong, I had family there to kind of pull me out of it. And then moving to completely the other side of the world, it took away those luxuries.
I've been able to prove to myself that even when in sketchy, scary situations, I can figure out a way of pulling myself out of it somehow.
It's not about even being alone, it's just getting out of your comfort zone. And once you're out of your comfort zone, you're at your best, aren't you? You're at your absolute peak. 100%. My social skills are, I'm not bragging, it's just like, I'm at my top of my game that I have been. 100%. I've learnt so much.
Moi, je préfère voir le monde entier avant de mourir que de rester chez moi en sécurité et rien faire. C'est important, voir toute la planète.
So what do you think about the idea of going on a structured tour? So you spend 2 days here, 2 days there, you have lunch at this hotel.
I don't know, like part of the thing is like all those tours where they pick you up the hotel and everything, like it feels too...
we didn't like doing that at all. It
synthetic,
wasn't
you know? It's like I want to like
exactly.
meet up with some random local and he takes me on the back of his motorcycle or something.
Now it's different. Millennials tend to want to explore different forms of travel in the sense that it's not always about experiencing something that you read or someone has said, but it's more like, yeah, your own, what you want to see, and what you want to do, and what you want to get out of that.
I'd rather like see a country or go somewhere a little bit different, or like I don't want to stay in a resort. I can sit and chill at home. That's my kind of attitude. I want to be out like seeing things, eating food, running across the road while motorbikes come at me in all kinds of directions.
But presumably that model exists because it's been successful in the past. That's how people have wanted to travel, is to just get picked up and do the highlights and then leave, sort of burn out.
Works for a lot of people.
Why do you think millennials don't want to do that?
It's too cookie cutter of a situation. It's like I don't want to do something that's preset for me. I would like to do something where I have the freedom to do what I want and not have to follow like a guideline or follow some guy who's telling me to do something.
I feel like that's part of getting to know yourself, if you can choose what you want to do and it's not guided.
People invite you into their house, they invite you into like their own life and day-to-day life. And to them it might seem boring, but to you it gives you like that glimpse of someone else, which I just find so intriguing.
The family that I was staying with, they were like the most welcoming people I've ever met. They were so lovely. They had 2 kids, and it was just like a really nice dynamic where you couldn't communicate like through words, but you found another way to communicate with each other, and every day was fun. And living in that community was the best part of the experience for me.
I'm a reader, so you can read all day about it and you can watch docs, and you never will feel the same moments as you do experiencing weather on a hillside with this little villager, or listening to music as you wander through a village that you've never been in, or a big city for that matter. Can't really do it till you've jumped in.
Traveling alone, staying in a country where they don't speak your language, makes you sort of more flexible. You try to adapt to new things, to new places, so I've become more flexible.
My first traveling, when I traveled alone, I was so afraid.
Sometimes you're scared because you know what you're going to do, how you're going to get the money. And 1 week later, you find, I know, you meet new people and you're doing something you love, and you didn't know you could love something like that, and you're happy. It's like, I know, it's hard to explain.
When you're together with your old friends, in their mind you're a certain person, and in your mind you're a certain person to them. So you'll stay that person. If you talk to other people, you think you learn better who you really are.
Yeah, I needed to prove to myself that I could. Like, I had a few self-esteem issues before I left. So to put myself in a situation that I knew I wouldn't enjoy and would find difficult, and to come out from that successfully, that was huge for me.
I'm not gonna lie, you do see some grim things. So child labour in Hajan, you see some awful things. It's not just like, your parents just think of it as a holiday. It's not a holiday. It can be like upsetting and stressful. And you've got all the ups and downs of meeting people and getting close to people, and then you have to leave, you depart. It's not a holiday, it's really enlightening. You just do so much, you see so many things.
I think it kind of, as I mentioned earlier, like opens your horizons and opens your mind to like new things. It helps you grow as a person.
Yeah, I think that this is kind of a cliche that you go traveling to find yourself, but I think that basically it's true.
Now that I'm getting closer to the real goal on my journey, I'm like realizing that it's more like a spiritual journey than just backpacking.
You relax your body on the beach or some place that you like, but in your mind, I think you have to take a shower also.
It helps you. I don't know. It's like
be with yourself, no distractions, no friends, know your language, know your culture, so you are with yourself and you discover more yourself.
Learn more and discover more, and when you have more, so you are in the herd and you richer.
You get a different perspective about yourself, like in a different place, a different time, a different environment, and
to know yourself.
Yeah, all on your own, you can know yourself better.
I hope that when I come back, I have the courage to do what I really want to do in this world. I hope that I get some sort of insight as to why I want to be there, or just not here. I kind of want to get lost without actually being in danger. It quickly became clear that I wasn't alone. Those personal frustrations I had been feeling were shared by people my age from all corners of the globe. This self-imposed pressure to travel, the need to explore, to learn about myself from the experiences of others, by having to make choices, unsure of what was next, and by making myself uncomfortable.
Scheiße.
This seemed to be the prescription for the existential troubles I found at home. And it was clear that this desire to expand my mind and cultivate myself was nearly universal. It was a freeing realization. But if that was the case, then what was it that millennials shared in common that had given us such similar compulsions to see how others live, and to seek out our answers so far from home? With so much in common, we must have been shaped by the world in similar ways. But what was it that had shaped us?